हर इंसान, वो एक सुबह कभी ना कभी आती है जब आप उठते हैं, you're not feeling up to the mark. You feel like giving up. You feel like यारे जैसी ज़िंदगी मैं चाहता था या चाहती थी वैसी ज़िंदगी शेप अप नहीं हो रही है.
जी.
But then you pull yourself up, you chin up, chest out, and you go out there and you fight for your dreams again. And जैसे आपने 3 Idiots की बात कही, जैसे आपने 12th Fail की भी बात की.
जी.
3 Idiots was I think it was a genre-defining film. It was a generation defining film as well.
बिल्कुल.
और कहीं ना कहीं उस फिल्म के ज़रिए हमने सक्सेस की परिभाषा समझी. The definition of success today has changed.
Yeah, बिल्कुल.
And उम्मीद है कि लोग इस फिल्म के ज़रिए भी कहीं ना कहीं उस चीज़ को समझें कि सिर्फ एक पद पे पहुंचना या एक पर एनम सैलरी होना या अच्छा घर होना सक्सेस नहीं होता. शुरुआत अंदर से होती है. विचार बदलने पहले ज़रूरी है. तभी हम कहीं ना कहीं अपने आप को, शुरुआत से अपने परिवार को, फिर अपने पड़ोसियों से मिलके फिर एक समाज को हम बदल सकते हैं. It all begins within you.
जी.
And and as you also said it, results, competitive nature, success, a lot of it has changed in the last few years. और सिनेमा के माध्यम से कहीं ना कहीं बहुत बड़ा प्रभाव भी पड़ा है. Art, yes, has always been there. Literature has always been there. So has cinema. And I've always said, any form of art has always been reflective of the world that we live in, the times that we live in. And I'm glad, I'm happy that, there are people today who are talking about mental health. I am very happy to know that there are people who are out there who are also talking about women's rights.
Yeah.
There are people out there who are also talking about the definition of success. What is success?
जी.
And it's an ever evolving concept,
आपने एक्स ट्विटर की जो टॉक्सिसिटी की बात की, मुझे लगता है आप भी बहुत खुल के पहले बात करते थे. और मैंने वो नोटिस किया है क्योंकि आप उनमें से हो, उनमें से अभी भी है, मैं थे नहीं बोलूँगी, जो कोशिश करता है कभी भी किसी भी माहौल में वो अपना जो एक ओपिनियन है वो रखे, कि आपको पता है कि उसका एक मूल्य होता है. like he rightly said, the kind of films he does is reflective of who he is. Sometimes, like you think about films like Chapak or other films, which we've always spoken that it had its own beautiful message. But when they get dropped, when films like this get trapped in any kind of toxicity, it adversely affects the film. मुझे लगता है क्या वो एक एक्टर का, क्या आज वो डर है, डर से भी ज़्यादा क्या वो एक एंग्जाइटी है इसको लेके कि यार मतलब हम फिल्मों के ज़रिए कुछ कहना चाहते हैं, but don't let us get caught in this trap of whether it's political or whether it's toxic or anything.
Yeah, I think I am disappointed, and I think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't speak about it, but I definitely am disappointed because when, digitization happened, the advent of digital world came about, I personally saw it as an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to sort of expand my worldview.
Yeah.
Which it does. I mean, it is informative, it is academic, institutional in nature. You can, at the click of a button today, learn so many things. But then, like most things, everything does get exploited. The social media platforms were also exploited. And I also later realized, which I initially thought that, these are platforms where you can have meaningful discussions.
बिल्कुल.
And it started off that way. But once I realized these are not platforms where you can actually present your point of view, you really cannot have a healthy discussion because there are different kind of people with different backgrounds, different worldviews. But the moment it tips over towards personal attacks, the moment it tips towards toxicity, or we even know of the cancel culture that is so prevalent today. I want to refrain from being a part of that. I'm a storyteller. My idea is to come out there, time and again, not necessarily all the time speak through my stories, sometimes be the voice of a completely different person, but the idea is to go out there and try being the voice of the voiceless. And I think I have found peace in that, because people have been really, really kind, honestly. You know, I don't come from a film family. You know, I've done nearly a decade of television, a decade of films today, but people are still out there trying to understand what I am trying to do, and that's all that matters to me. And रहा सवाल public forums पे आके discuss करने का, I'm just praying for better times, so that we can actually collectively, have healthy discussions, and yet at the same time agree to disagree, and yet sit and have a nice wholesome meal and pat each other's backs and walk our own respective paths.